Hey there. Want to get thousands of views on your YouTube channel and just have people coming back for years from one listing? Yeah, that's possible. And I can tell you how, because I just learned how today. So I'm Kathy Byrnes, and I'm here with Real Estate Riches, and this is what I do. I give you tips and tricks to level up your business. So subscribe below, stay tuned, because at the end, I'm going to give you a sample of one of the agents that I know who does this and gets tens of thousands of views on her listing videos, and you can too. So I was watching her reel, and the first thing that she said is stop saying your name and the address of the property. I'm thinking, why? She goes, because that's a lousy hook. Instead, you want to lead with something that's enticing about the neighborhood, about the community, about the town. So you lead with that hook, and then you go in to say what it's like to live there. What's enticing about that neighborhood? What does this community, like in our area, we have lots of HOAs that have pools or golf clubs or waterfronts, things like that. How is it in proximity to the different amenities that people like? What you can't talk about age and things like that, but you can talk about the different activities that go on. You can talk about the weather. You can sweet talk them right into that community, right? And so now, about midway through, once you really start to talk, let's say you're in a couple minutes or so, because this doesn't have to be a real long video. Matter of fact, I think probably at the 6-minute mark, it's probably your ideal. So let's say you're saying, okay, so now you're in love with the area, right? Well, let me show you one house as an example. My new listing, and you say, I'm Kathy Byrnes. This is my new listing at 123 Main Street. And you're gonna love it. Fits right in. Talk about the style of the house, walk them through, see what they say, see how they feel about the house, show its highlights, and now really start pitching the house. And then maybe you end it with, this is just one of many homes like this in the area, and what I want to do is help you find the perfect one for you. This may not be it. So the reason that this is important is because you're trying to pitch, number one, the area. So they come to you as the expert on the area. And you're going to show them the house. But what's going to happen here is this is going to live on YouTube. Because make sure you're putting these videos on YouTube. That's really what you want to be doing. You may have them on Facebook and Instagram and all that, but YouTube is evergreen. Do you know what that term means? It means it's just going to live there. So maybe your house that you listed and sold 2 years ago is appealing because of the search, of how you set up the search for that little town. So now they got a feel for the house is secondary. They just want to see, tell me about the neighborhood. And you're going to need to do some more B-roll about the neighborhood, right? You're going to need to go where you see the amenities. You may need to have some B-roll on file that has like the cool little towns nearby, the farmer's market, things like that, where you're really pulling in the whole feel of what it's like to live in that area, because that's what's compelling, right? So now you have painted this picture of this cool house, and you're going to pull all these views in. You just want to make sure your hook of that house is about the area. Maybe it's the subdivision. You're going to have to kind of check things out and see how you want to work that, how you're going to be compelling in that. And I would say, I'm going to show you this girl's name in the end, who I've been following and who really got me on this path, because it's powerful. So I would encourage you to start doing your listings this way. Why? Because imagine now because you can take your YouTube channel and you can put it in playlists, right? And maybe this playlist, like we've got different towns like Morrisville, Davidson, Cornelius, all the different towns, right? And so now you've got playlists on each one of those towns. Now it's still searchable by the whole area, the city, the main city, like ours those are little towns outside of Charlotte, right? So I'm going to have Charlotte in my hashtags. I'm going to have the main city in there as well, the state, but I'm going to be wanting them to be able to narrow down. And I'm also going to do videos that are about, like, we have a whitewater center near here. It's really cool. I would have a whole video on that, and it would be fun things to do in this part of town, right? So that they can not only see one video, they'll see many videos. And that's exactly what you want, because you want them to stay on their page. So even though that house is sold 2 years ago or whatever, it's irrelevant, because really what's going on is you're showing them what it feels like to live in that area. So be on purpose when you're shooting your videos that you're, like, I'm a car girl, do car shows. Whatever is an attractive feature that goes on in your area, like I'm in North Carolina. Mooresville, North Carolina is known as Race City. That's where NASCAR is. There's a lot of people who want to be around classic cars or cool cars, NASCAR, and this area. So I'm going to highlight a lot of those features. There's a lot of golf courses here. I'm going to highlight those golf courses. Maybe I go out and I interview the head guy at the counter there and say, tell me about this golf course. Interview those. Those are all kinds of things that you can have on your YouTube channel that is about the area. You are the secondary component. You are the host. And every one of them is going to have your contact information, of course, how they can reach you. Your face is going to be on that thumbnail because you want to be the face of that town, right? So make sure that you're doing that as well. Cross-link your videos. Like when you post these videos, make sure that you say, if you like this one, you're really going to want to see the fun things to do around here. And you have several links in your description that go to all the cool things, right? That's the benefit of doing lots of videos. And you say, well, I don't know how I can do all that. Well, it starts to add up. Team up with somebody else. You both may need them. It's so easy to have videos edited today. YouTube even has a tool to do the editing. You can get a VA from the Philippines who will do it. I've got a whole video on another channel of mine that I'm going to put in here that you can check it out. That's all about how to hire a VA who specializes in editing. I mean, AI is making everything so much easier when it comes to that. I've got a great software called Taja that I have another video on that. I'll link that in as well. So those two tools alone, the VA, the Taja, which Taja uploads the video. Well, you upload the video into YouTube, but it'll split it up. It'll get your descriptions. It'll get your hook in the beginning. It'll do your tags. You put in the links that you want to relate to the different videos that they may be of interest to, just like I'm going to do here. And then you mention other videos, like I just did, in your description. So you've got it in the description. You yourself have talked about it. You're leveraging your videos back and forth. If you commit X amount of time that I'm going to do this on, let's say Fridays. On Fridays or Saturdays, I'm going out and I'm shooting video on the different cool areas. It doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be real. I mean, don't let it be really crummy, because you're going to want to pay attention to your competition. How do you stand out against your competition? Google a keyword. It has where you can go put in somebody else's YouTube channel and kind of see the keywords that they're using and get a feel for it. So think about that, because you want to pay attention to the keywords that are pulling people in, right? This is a process. It's not just overnight success, right? But if you start with the basics on your YouTubes for your listings, that you're doing it like this, where you're describing the territory, you're getting the feel of the area, people will be compelled. Now, this gal whose reel I was watching, she talked about stop starting with your name. Stop starting with the address. Welcome to such and such 123 Smith Street. She goes, it doesn't work. And she made a lot of sense to me. It doesn't work because that house will come and go. But you want evergreen, and that's what YouTube does. Just like this. It's likely that this will have value for years to come, unless things change, which they could. But the likelihood is that agents will be looking for how to do their YouTube videos where they actually get seen. And that's what you want, right? Okay, drum roll. Her name is Shannon Gillette, and she is worth following because she's got, I'm looking at one, she's got 32,000 views, another one 17,000 views, and another one 32. And one's a month old. Are you kidding me? She doing it successfully? She sure is. Model success. Go check her out. And if you like this, subscribe. Stay tuned for more because I got all kinds of stuff like this. Thanks, guys. See you soon.